Hey, what's up guys? This is Dave from Crux Motorsports. We'll be showing you today how to apply our window creme delete kit on this 2019 Sierra 1500. This is the crew cab model. This will also work on the Silverado 1500 crew cab. The kit's gonna come all with pre-cut films. You're gonna have these longer pieces for the rear doors. These are for in front, like behind the window. And then your kit's gonna be marked for these long pieces as driver side front, that's driver side front door upper, driver side front door lower, driver side rear door lower, driver side rear door upper. And then obviously the part that's not marked is for your opposing passenger side. So we're gonna start on these, and what to remember on those, you're gonna wanna align them with this lower crease, and then align all the way up, and then align at the top. I'm not gonna press it down at first, we'll press it down afterwards, just because you do have to keep tension on the film in order to get it properly aligned up here. So once you get that bottom section aligned, you just work your way up the door. I'm using the factory black gloss painted part here to just align this. You're gonna leave some overhang because this chrome trim does go down in. And then at the very end, you'll go ahead and push that in. So once this is aligned in the top and the bottom, just start in the center section, press that down. Then you're just gonna work the material down. It's gonna be flat here and then it humps up a little bit. And we'll come back to this edge. Depending on the temperature where you are in the country, you might be able to do this without heat gun. We're over here in Northeast Ohio, so we're going into winter now. It's probably about 50 degrees maybe outside. So the warmer it is, the more pliable this material is, just with the ambient room air temperature. So I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of heat. Just use you could use a hair dryer or a heat gun. I'm gonna be showing you the heat gun. Have this on like a low setting. You don't need anything too crazy with this film. But again, this is just to make the film pliable. I would say, you know, if you're in a 70-degree climate, you're not even gonna need a heat gun. When you do heat it, it will also show you where you missed pressing down at, which is cool. So I'm basically just using my thumb and rolling this material over the edge. After you heat it, you just work it right over the edge. So for the section by the crease, I'm going to go ahead and grab a squeegee because it is pretty tight in there. And you're just using the squeegee to work the material in between that gap. All right, so once you have that applied, I'm actually gonna move on to the front window, like that little triangular part, because it's like pretty hard to apply. I would say the front and the rear are the hardest, and then the rest of it's pretty straightforward. So let's take a look at that front section. All right, now I'll show you this front door. It's a little weird angle because the mirror is in the way. But for the front door, you're gonna start at the bottom in the back. Yes, towards the back of the truck. And line that gap right there. And then you're just gonna work towards the front. Pick this up. I'm not pressing fully down, I'm just sort of tapping it into place. That way if I do need to realign it, it's pretty easy to pull back up. All right, so once you got it applied, you go ahead and press it down. One thing I did forget to mention is I did clean all around this truck, like on here, so if the film touches something, it's gonna pick up any dirt. So you just wanna make sure that, you know, the truck's clean. That way when you're applying, you're not running into any issues. If you do happen to stretch the film past the upper gap, it's not a big deal because you actually cover that with the upper window delete. Keep on catching this, I'm applying it. So if you do get a crease or something, you could go ahead and pull the film back up like I just did and just stick it back down. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of heat so we can go ahead and form it a little bit better. I'm just using my fingertip to roll that material around the edge. You don't need a squeegee on this front side. into the main door. You do have the curve area here. So I'm gonna start on the top side and grab the driver's side front upper film. You want to just align it in the front. You could go a little bit over onto that existing film that was down there already. And then I'm just going to use the bottom as a guide. And I would say you're probably gonna want to leave like a 1/16 of an inch at the bottom, because that lower weather stripping actually will fold down a little bit, so you can tuck the film under there pretty easily. So once you get it to how you like it, just start to work the material down with your fingertips. Then we're going to hit this with a little bit of heat, just so I can get it to suck up in the top. Also at the bottom, just heat it a little bit. Then we're going to come back with a squeegee and actually tuck it under that gasket. Let me go find the squeegee and I'll be right back. You just want to get and tuck that material. On the top side, there's a rubber gasket as well. You can tuck the material in between that edge, all the way down. Then where the B pillar is, tuck it in there as well. Then if you just get the squeegee in between the chrome and the rubber gasket underneath, you can just push the material into that edge all the way down. So at the very edge, you're gonna have that little bit of overhang. Just take your knife and get right on the edge and just trim down. Then you can roll that rest of the material right under that edge. So that's the upper. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the lower trim and then show you how to do that one. So the lower trim is going to be labeled as driver's side F lower. We're going to start in the front. And on this one, you want to just align it pretty much right at that edge of the weather stripping. You can go a little bit higher because this one is movable as well, so you could tuck it. We don't get too much higher, maybe just like 1/16 of an inch. So once you get that upper aligned, just go ahead and use your fingertips, press down the material. And then just work towards the bottom of the truck. I'm going to heat this just a little bit at the bottom here in a second. I just want to see, I think the top will go under. It's basically you're just doing the same thing you did up top, getting the squeegee in between the door, chrome molding, and then that weather stripping, and just pushing the material under that edge. So then we're going to heat this bottom, and then just basically use your squeegee and push the material up underneath. So now the only thing you have left to do is trim this lower back section of the door. We do have a little cap piece that goes on the end, so because you will see some chrome once you trim this. So I would say you don't have to give it much, just maybe a 1/16 of an inch, if that. Then you're gonna hit that with your heat gun. I always start in the curved section. Put that where that corner curve is down first, and then work the rest of the material down. Because you're gonna have the most bunch up of material in that section, so if you work that first and then work the rest of it down, you'll be left with a nice clean edge. Alright, so we're gonna move to the back doors next. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the rear upper. So you're just gonna grab your film that says driver's side, rear, upper. You're gonna start that at the back this time. I'm gonna leave a little bit more overhang towards the bottom than I did on the front door, because there's actually easier gap in the lower weather stripping than there is at the top. You have more room to tuck at the bottom. So once you get that applied, just go ahead and press it down. We're gonna work underneath this lower molding first. So I'm using the bottom squeegee to just hold that molding down, and using the top squeegee to push the film down in the groove there. Alright, so once you get the bottom situated, go ahead and move the top. Once you get the bottom and top done, you come down to where you have this little bit of overhang and just trim that like you trim the front door. Actually had it stuck on the front, on the front door there. All right, so now we're gonna do the bottom. That's gonna be the driver's side rear lower molding on your pre-cuts. And just like the back, or I'm sorry, just like the top, we're gonna start this at the bottom. At the back, I should say, on the bottom. Right where that gap is. And then just a line this with the black molding right underneath the window. And just like the front door, you're gonna leave just a touch of overhang. And then we'll come back in and tuck this once we're done. Now I'm starting the front face, smoothing it down. Actually, I have this one a little bit too high. So when you align it at the very back, make sure that you don't have it so high. So the first time I had it shifted up too much and we had a little bit of chrome exposed at the bottom. So if you want to, you could just apply the back first all the way down, just make sure you got full coverage. If you caught that early on, you could definitely pull this film back up and redo it, but I was already all the way down. So I just wanted to start fresh. All right. So let's smooth it down again. If you do get a crease in it, you can pull the film back up and just work that section back down again. It's really like using the fingertips back and forth rather than just going all the way down, because you tend not to crease the material as easy that way. Now we're going to just tuck that material into the upper edge. The squeegee that I'm using is a two-sided squeegee. The orange side it's basically a leather and it doesn't really scratch the material. If you are going to use a hard card to squeegee this down, I'd recommend wrapping it in a microfiber before you do so, or you will scratch the film. If you do get micro scratches in the film though, when you are applying it, you can go ahead and hit that with a heat gun, and that'll take those micro scratches out. So this front, you gotta cut like we did on the front door, with just a little overhang. So we're gonna go ahead and heat that, and then I got a spot right here in the center that needs a little heat. So you're gonna heat this edge just like we did on the front side. Starting where that corner is, just rolling it over. I'm going to show you one last step, and then I'll show you the overall truck, just so you can get an idea of what this is going to look like once it's done. So on the front and the rear doors at the bottom, you'll have this chrome exposed at the very far edge. So we have these little pre-cut little guys. Basically, we're going to peel that off. Get that aligned. Push it down, and then I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of heat, just so it conforms a little bit better. So there you go. That's going to cover your leading edge. At the top, you don't have to worry about that because GM actually put a black piece at the end, but they didn't at the bottom for whatever reason. So you're going to have 4 of those total, 2 on each side of the truck. The front door's applied exactly the same way. I'm going to show you what the overall truck looks like. All right, so this is what you're going to be left with once you're done. Overall, the hardest parts are going to be your front and then this rear piece. But if you go slow, take your time, it's a pretty easy installation. Again, this is the gloss black. I do have this available in a couple other varieties, a satin black and a matte black. The satin is going to be probably closest to your mirror trims, sort of like a semi-gloss black. The matte black looks almost like a chalkboard. But this is probably gonna be the most popular option because you're gonna match these other trims on your truck. And this is a kit that's available on our website. There's a link below in the video description to get you to the right page. I do have a couple other items available for this Sierra. Right now, just the fog light overlays, but we are coming out with a few more items. And there's also some performance parts and intakes under that category as well. So if you're looking for something like that, we probably could hook you up as well. So if you have any questions, let us know. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Look at more installation videos like these. Thanks for watching.